Xerneas is screwed. Xerneas doesn't exist. Forget Xerneas. Geomancy, nobody cares. That Pokemon is done. It's actually done. We are not going to see Xerneas anymore. Goodbye. Say goodbye. Now, I know what you're thinking. Dude, you are ignoring Mega Darkrai just under Mega Hitran. Yes, however, Darkrai is never legal in VGC. The only times it's legal is during filler metagames between games, okay? And those don't even have major tournaments, so I'm not gonna talk about Mega Hitran. I'm not gonna talk about Mega Darkrai, sorry. These stats seem pretty good, although it's a bit slower. It's bulkier but slower. I don't care. What I care about is Mega Hitran. Game Freak is trying to redeem themselves for hurting VGC players for years. Calyrex Shadow was just the most recent plague on VGC players' life. The other one is Xerneas. One of the ways to counter Xerneas was using either a Fire type or a Steel type. Mega Hitran not only is bulkier, I think, only on the special side, that's okay, but it's also slower and has more special attack and also more attack. This means that this Pokemon with it has first impression for some reason. Why would you give first impression to Mega Hitran in the first whatever? Okay, Game Freak, sometimes I don't understand you. Let's see, does it have Gyro Ball? The reason why I wanna know if it has Gyro Ball is because Xerneas is weak to Steel type, but is mostly weak to Gyro Ball. Doesn't seem like it. Which is sad. However, it still has Iron Head, and also it's a very good Pokemon under Trick Room with 6. Game Freak, I swear on Arceus if you did this on purpose. But you can see the speed stat. I'm not gonna say the speed stat. No. This Pokemon is going to be great, okay? The only real weakness this Pokemon is going to have is ground. But you know what? It's only one weakness. You can cover ground very easily. Especially if you have allies the likes of Rillaboom. The likes of, I don't know, Nidoqueen is pretty good if you are facing against Primal Groudon that often goes along with Xerneas. There's ways to deal with this singular weakness that is actually the only weakness you are worried about, because yes, 2 times super effective from fighting and water. That's okay, you compensate for water, even just putting the sun and fighting types. That's okay, you can cover them in many ways, so it's not too much of a problem. This Pokemon is broken. I can already say this Pokemon is broken, plus it weighs a lot, meaning that Heavy Slam, if it's present in the kit, please. Heavy Slam, there we go. Oh, I was getting worried. Heavy Slam is going to be very powerful on this Pokemon. If I had to guess, Heat Wave, Heavy Slam, Earth Power for coverage and then Protect is going to be the best set overall for this Pokemon, because you don't care about your speed. So you don't care about not having a nature that drops your attack. Your attack is decent. Heavy Slam will deal the rest of the damage that you may lack from a special attacking Flash Cannon. But this Pokemon is, trust me, this Pokemon is good. It's very good. It's scary how good this Pokemon is, actually. It's very scary because this Pokemon was powerful before, and now it's going to get even more powerful. This Pokemon is very scary. It may warp the metagame around it when it becomes legal. Yeah, I'm very scared but also excited about this Pokemon. It's just going to be very powerful and probably very frustrating to play against. Mark my words. Game Freak. Okay. Mega Darkrai, we already told, is never going to be legal in VGC unless Game Freak goes insane. If it does, prepare yourself to see Dark Void everywhere again. Game Freak, I swear, if you do that. Oh! Golurk Twitter account! Finally! Finally, Golurk! You did it! You did it! You did it! So, in case you don't know, on Twitter there's this guy that roleplays as a Golurk account, and has been waiting for a Mega Golurk reveal up until now. He did it! Oh my god, I'm so happy for them. Oh, let's go. Mega Golurk, it looks phenomenal. Stat-wise, oh my god, this Pokemon. Whoa. What? Wait a minute. We already talked about how Mega Etran is very dangerous because your only weakness is a ground type. This Pokemon is a ground type and is also a ghost type, meaning it's immune to Fake Out. And it's slower under Trick Room, is decently bulky, and does a lot of attack. Huh! I see what you're cooking with, Game Freak. I see what you're cooking with. At a first look, this Pokemon feels very good. Very powerful Ghost Trick Room attacker, very powerful ground attacker. Yeah, this Pokemon is good. This Pokemon is very good. It also has the elemental punches in case it needs the elemental punches. Earthquake, Shadow Punch, if it learns Shadow Punch, it should have Shadow Punch. There we go, there it is. And then, I don't know, a coverage move of any kind depending on the meta, and then Protect. This Pokemon is actually going to be very good. It has the Rain Punch to heal itself. It has Curse to set up as well, and become even bulkier and even slower under Trick Room. No, wait. It's a Ghost type, so you don't get the setup. This is not good. It should have... Oh, it also has Knockoff and Fly, which is funny. A lot of people don't know that Golurk can become a jet. But, yeah, this Pokemon is actually very good. Doesn't seem to have many setup moves, like Bulk Up or something like that, unless I missed it. But, yeah, this Pokemon is very good. It's a very good Trick Room sweeper, I can already tell, and it's probably going to be one of the best answers to Mega Etran. Absolutely. Oh! Did we get a little spoiler? Yep, we did, because the page was loading. Mega Meowstic. Mega Meowstic makes sense because Hemma is one of the main characters of ZA, so it makes sense they gave Meowstic Mega Evolution. And I see this Pokemon is a gender fluid icon. It has both the male and female colors of Meowstic. Let's go, Game Freak. Game Freak is Game Freak is based, guys. Game Freak is for the LGBTQ plus community. Let's go. We love them for that. So, Mega Meowstic. Pure Psychic. Pure Psychic is decent. Okay, I often wish Psychic has a typing to be with, mostly because it gives more stabs, since most Psychic types tend to be very offensive. But we'll take it, I guess. 124 speed, 143 attack, and 76 defense, and 101 special defense. This Pokemon is peculiar, to say the least, stat-wise. Moves-wise, I already know what happens with Meowstic. Nasty Plot set up and then you start attacking. It's the usual. It's the Alakazam special, okay? It's the usual since Gen 1 for pure Psychic types, fast and strong Psychic types especially. I feel like this Pokemon needs a bit more support, mostly for the speed compared to other Pokemon that we saw in this list up until now. So yeah, it's going to need a bit more help speed-wise, because remember, we talked about how lots of Pokemon are faster than Mega Calyrex. Yeah, sure. A lot of Pokemon are faster than Calyrex Shadow. Problem is, they will have that speed even when Calyrex is not around. Meaning they can become the problem for when Calyrex is not around being a problem. So the speed of the meta is getting a power creep yet again, so some Pokemon may need a bit more help speed-wise. And you always have to assume that the opposing team always has their own speed control. Meaning that to play certain Pokemon, in this case Mega Meowstic, you are going to need a lot of help. Especially if I had to guess, a Pokemon with Thunder Wave, especially. A Pokemon with Thunder Wave, perhaps Grimmsnarl, which is also Fairy type, so it can hit the Dark types. Thunder Wave, Screen Setup, Parting Shot to lower their offense, and then you switch on a Pokemon that has more speed control, Tailwind, Ice Wind, all of that good stuff, Scary Face if needed. So yeah, you are going to need a bit more help in that sense, but it's doable. I believe in this Pokemon. This Pokemon can actually be very, very good, very powerful. It has Payday now for some reason. Well, I guess the reason is it's a cat and cats are good luck. So yeah, it has Fake Out. It has Fake Out. Don't forget about the fact that Meowstic learns Fake Out, because it can come up very often. So yeah, it has Trailblaze to set up its own speed, but you're probably not gonna need it. Nasty Plot, yeah, we already talked about it. Psychic, Thunderbolt, Shadow Ball. Yeah, Earth Power as well. Earth Power is actually a very good coverage move. Water Pulse. So yeah, I have a lot of hope in this Pokemon. There we go, Calm Mind, Thunder Wave itself, but unless you start... A thing you can do is start off with the male Meowstic with Prankster, okay? Then, once you control the speed of your opponent, you become Mega Meowstic, and then you start attacking with it. I feel like it's probably what's going to happen. It's going to be part of a slower team, a team that tends to control a bit more the flow of the battle, and then you Mega Evolve Meowstic and you attack your opponents. That's probably what's going to happen most likely. Let's see, another Mega Evolve. Oh, I saw a spoiler, but first... okay. A lot of people don't like Crabominable. I think it's funny. And it got, apparently, a Mega Evolution. Now, Crabominable has a very sad story. It was designed to be Mega Kangaskhan's counter. Problem is, it didn't work. It didn't work despite having pretty good stats. It's very bulky, very high attack, very slow under Trick Room. It learned Ice Hammer. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It was not enough because Incineroar got introduced, and Kangaskhan often hangs out with very powerful fire types. Heatran, Primal Groudon. It often goes around with strong fairy types. Xerneas. So unfortunately, they made this Pokemon a fighting type to get super effective damage on Kangaskhan, and a nice type to probably have coverage on some things. They forgot who Kangaskhan's friends usually are. Now though, we may have a solution. This is base Crabominable. This is Mega Crabominable. As I said, pretty good stats, it's even slower. Will it be enough to make this Pokemon actually good and usable? You can set up the Ale to further boost this Pokemon defenses. And then you can invest all in attack and special defense and HP to make it bulky all over the place. And you make it super slow. Okay? You make it super slow. As you can see, 34 is the minimum, but with max stats. This Pokemon is one of the slowest. The problem is, yeah, I thought so. It's still not slower than Among Us. But this Pokemon signature move is Ice Hammer. Ice Hammer is actually a very good move in this situation. You follow me the Spore away from this Pokemon, and then you use Ice Hammer on Among Us. So you drop your speed, you are slower than Among Us, and then at that point you have Among Us on check. And then you can start using Drain Punch, Ice Hammer all over your opponent's team. I have hopes for this Pokemon. The last time it has fumbled, it wasn't its fault, of course. But yeah, it wasn't its fault. I seriously hope for this Pokemon. And then I cannot believe they did this.